Morning, folks. Pretty intense year so far, isn't it? Damn it, yesterday, new moon in Aquarius was and still is pretty exhausting, especially for me. But that's not the topic. Let's talk a little about long distance relationships. Now, what is a long distance relationship? I don't know, man. For some people, it's living in a different country. For others, it's like living in a different town. Doesn't matter. Especially now, where you can reach almost every place on earth in a few hours. For me, a long distance relationship means you are physically separated, living in your own space, and you have to make some effort to see the other person. That's it. Now, long distance relationship, are they worth it? Do they work in the long run? From the depth of my heart, I'm convinced that it is possible. Did it work out for me? No. The fairy tales, men and women, boy or girl, meet each other, fall in love, and live happy ever after until the end of times, till death do us part. Romantic. Reality, slightly different. In reality, every kind of relationship, no matter if it's a usual one or long distance relationship, every relationship means work and effort from both sides. And the further you're apart, the harder the work. I met my long distance partner while walking on the Camino de Santiago in 2016. And I instantly fell in love with her big heart and her deep emotions. Was amazing. Was kind of a soulmate or twin flame connection. There was an energetic bond between us. Was amazing. And after we arrived at Santiago, I walked to Fisterra and she went back home. And during the next 2 weeks, guys or girls, how that works. She texts you, you reply, you text her, she leaves you unread for several hours. She calls you, you pick up the phone, you call her, she doesn't, even drops the call. Was hilarious. And she said, you have to understand, I'm busy with my family and I work and I don't have my phone with me all the time. I know that was a lie, but I'm mature enough, I can deal with that. Now, when I was visited her first time in Italy after 2 weeks, we had an amazing time. But I found out that she has a smartphone with her 24/7. She's texting all of the time. And she has the time to call her friends and talk for hours about the most random stuff multiple times a day. And I said to her, if you don't want to talk to me, it's fine. You can tell me. And never tell me you don't have any time. Because you do. You lied to me. First red flag. Anyway, by the time things got better and I went back home, we had a lot of communications. We called after waking up by video. We called before going to bed. We did the naughty stuff via phone. It was amazing. Good times. When I was back home, it was not big of a deal. Communication was good, and I live in Cologne. I had a cheap connection to Ancona. I could easily go once or twice a month to Italy for some days. Was okay. So when we met, we had a pretty intense time. Hot time. Was amazing. And when I got back home, was still this intense for the next 2 or 3 days. And then, by time, this connection grew colder and colder. Yeah. Now, after the time of 2, 3 or 4 calls every day, was only maybe once or twice a week. And I asked her, what's the matter? And she said, I don't know what to talk about. I said, what? You talk with your friends about the weather and the food, and you do not know what to talk about with your partner? Red flag. So let's make it short. When let's say the day it ended for me was when I wanted to visit her for her 50th birthday, September 4th last year. I already was in Italy, in Bologna, and I tried to call her. Of course, it did work. I messaged her, and she said, I have to organize some things. I'll call you tomorrow. She didn't. So I spent another 2 days in Bologna. It was nice. And that's it. Now I finally wrote her that I'm done with this sort of relationship on December 28th last year. And immediately she replied. She tried to. I ignored the messages. And 2 weeks ago, she called me 5 times in a row. Didn't pick up the call. Then she wrote me an SMS because I blocked her on WhatsApp. I just saw the notification, the first line. I know I was wrong. Can't you forgive me? No. Sorry, but no. Whatever you do on purpose. It's your decision. Now, after all, we've been together. We were together for about 6 years, more or less. But if I should count the days, maybe we've seen each other for 2 or 3 months. That's not enough. Back to the topic now that I bored you with my disappointing love life. Can long distance relationship work? Yes, they can. But apart from work and effort, you need commitment and trust. Trust, yeah. You don't see your partner 24/7. They have a different life. You have a different life. And I think that's one of the advantages of a long distance relationship. You're not forcing anybody to live your life or whatever. Anyway, you have to trust that as long as you're away, your partner isn't going club hopping and picking up all the fuckboys standing at the door. Boo. And the work you have to invest. You have to keep the flame of love alive. Call, video call. Go visit each other as often as even possible. Don't let the flame die. But on long term, the goal of a long distance relationship has to be, and one uncertain day in future, you have the wish and the will to live together. Long distance relationship can only be, let's say, a short or mid-term situation. Not till the end of times. It's gonna make you sad. Now, whenever you meet someone and you feel there's some kind of energy, some chemistry between the both of you, doesn't matter what race, body shape, or which country you live in. Go for it. Go for it. It can be the best decision of your life, even if it's maybe a little uncomfortable or inconvenient in the beginning. But go for it. Good things never come easy. This being said, stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned. Love you.